everybody, and welcome to another episode of Storytime with the Scaryish podcast.
Woo!
I just saw your hand movements out of the corner of my eye, so I was like, what is he doing over there?
I usually do like the curtain coming up and then some sort of gesture on top of it. But yeah, not feeling too great today, so I didn't go too over the top. But yeah, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Special shout out to those of you.
I don't know why I was thinking you, but...
Oh, you're welcome. Special shout out to those of you over at youtube.com/Scaryish or twitch.tv/Scaryish podcast watching us live. We do record these 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at both of those places live every Wednesday. So that's 8:30 Central and 9:30 Eastern, if you wanted to know that. There's a bunch of shout outs we got to do because we've had a lot of activity over there in the chat, not just today, but for the last week. So I'm going to run through these really quick. Shane Loves Pizza followed, along with Zamama Awesome X followed. Louise bought a Keep On Creepin' On t-shirt over there on Streamlabs. Boomafoo Lives followed us over there on Twitch as well. That X the Tin Man, Emanon1588 followed and subscribed. Vampire Kami over there on YouTube followed. Glitch Grim resubscribed for the 8th month. Said happy 2 years.
I can't believe we've done 2 years.
We really appreciate that. ChestyCat98 resubscribed for the 10th month. Catty Cat subscribed for the first month using their own money. Captain Fake Eye resubscribed for the second month. 5 total, which is pretty awesome. Said woo with the smiley face. And Woo Scaryish resubscribed for the 8th month. That's a lot of stuff. Thank you all. We appreciate every single one of you. I know the people that are listening in podcast form are like, what is he talking about? It's just the folks that support us live by subscribing to the channel, and it means a whole hell of a lot. So, Robin, we're going to talk about homegrown horrors. What is a homegrown horror?
So, homegrown horrors are the tales of paranormal, supernatural, spiritual experiences that you, your friends, your family have experienced, and they could be absolutely coincidental. Those are always super funny, where it's like, I thought it was a demon, but it was something else
Turns
entirely.
out it was a broken light switch.
And a lot of heartfelt ones we've been getting recently about family passing or things like that are really nice to hear. And yeah, just share it with us. You guys can share it with us at what outlets?
You can email storytime@scaryish.com. You can also go to our website, scaryish.com, and click on Contact Us. It has a little form that's like, what's your name, what's your subject, what's your story? Once you click submit, that comes directly to us, or hit us up on any of our social medias. We have facebook.com/scarishpodcast, Twitter's @scarishpod, and Instagram is @scarishpodcast. So reach out to us however you feel comfortable. You can also talk to us on Discord if you want to join that. Go to our website, scroll down on the right-hand side. There's like little buttons for all of our social medias. Click on the one that's for Discord. If you don't know what that logo looks like, just mouse over it, and then it'll say Discord. And join us there. So, fun stuff. I think we're going to have 2 stories each, if I am not mistaken.
Cool.
Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
How about I go first?
That sounds
like
wondrous.
So the subject for my first email here is titled Visual Anomaly from Romania.
Oh, shit. It's a pretty good subject.
And it's from Andy. Okay, so it goes, I've been a listener for about a year, and I'm almost caught up with all the episodes. I love your podcast, and I always listen to you while at work. Now for the story. When I was a kid, I lived in a small village in the Brasov community in Romania. The village had about 200 residents. Holy crap, that's tiny.
That is very small.
With most of them being elderly people, so there wasn't a lot for a kid to do. There was a rumor that one of the houses in the village that was abandoned was haunted, and every time you peeked through the cracks of its wooden gateway, you would see something completely different. Ooh, that's weird.
That is weird. It's not like the same spook or specter each time. It's something new.
Well, no, I imagine it's like you look inside and things have moved around, or things look different, or new furniture or something like that. You know what I mean? So me and my friend, let's call him Alex, decided to go and check it out. When we arrived in front of the house that we've both seen before, just never really got close to it, we observed how old the wood of the gateway and the concrete of the house was.
Interesting.
Gateway, I'm assuming, means like front door.
Yeah. Or maybe there's an actual gateway.
Maybe it was like this big box that looked like painted like cow spots all over it. Gateway computers?
Oh my god, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god.
That's funny because we used to have a gateway when I was a kid too, so I'm a little bit ashamed of my memory right now.
Anyway, I feel old. Okay. It had a really creepy vibe to it. I'm sure so many of this generation don't even know what a gateway is.
It was a pre-built computer that was like spotted. It was a white computer that was black spotted just like a cow. So the boxes would also arrive, and they would basically look like square cows.
Yeah.
Not really. It would just look like a regular box, just painted white with black spots on it. So there you go.
So this also was at sunset, and the sky was reddish and cloudy, so keep that in mind. When me and Alex decided to peek through the gate at the same time, when I peeked, I saw a small yard which was fenced off. Okay, so it's not looking into the house, so the gate of the place, the area, the land. So it was fenced off with a high concrete wall, and in the middle of it, 2 men in old-timey workers' clothes playing with a dog that looked very similar to my family dog at the time. All right. I looked at that for about 2 minutes, completely dumbfounded by that sight. Afterwards, I looked towards Alex, who was finished watching, and I told him what I saw. He had this confused and scared face the whole time that I told him the story. When I finished, he told me that all he saw was a big field with a horse galloping through it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
A little bit different.
I was like, what the fuck you saying, man? So I looked through the gate again, and this time I saw a giant field of wheat that seemed to go on for miles with the bluest, clearest sky I've ever seen, which is different from their cloudy sky that they were seeing. After that, we proceeded to nope the fuck out of there. After some time, I decided to look up the building and the village in general and found out that the village was first founded as a quarantine zone for people with the bubonic plague, and that building was a medical ward.
Wow.
The restoration of it in the 1900s took many lives as the ceiling fell on the workers. Apparently, 6 of the workers died, but the house has recently been bought, renovated a bit, and blessed, but the people have yet to move into it as they say that it's too creepy and their daughter is extremely scared of the house. So that's my story. Sorry for it being so long. I have some more stories and I will share them soon. Thank you so much, Andy, for your email.
Yeah, thank you for sending that.
It seems kind of like a time portal type weird thing that they're looking into, maybe?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking time portal so much as I was just thinking like it was just random images that were like flickering like a TV, like being clicked through a whole bunch. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
So I don't know. It just seems, it seems like bullshit, but it's probably not. I mean, I believe you.
So I watched a movie on Hulu recently where it was a bunch of kids. Okay, so first, it's a teacher, college professor, goes down into these caves and goes missing. And so these kids, his students, go and try to find him. And it's a whole thing with the caves being on a different timeline, sort of like time moves faster outside than in the caves. And so all this time keeps passing by outside, and they find their friend in a completely different time. It's really strange. What
is it called?
I wish I remembered what it was called.
You remember everything about it, but its title.
But it was like the caves were the fountain of youth type thing, because time, it's like you stay young forever and everyone else around you dies outside of the caves. It was really strange. But
that would be a really shitty fountain of youth where it's like, yeah, dude, like you don't really stay young forever. It's just when you're in the middle of this place, like 1,000 years will pass outside.
Well, you know what? I don't want to live.
I hate you so much.
Okay, no, but it was really strange because every time someone would step outside of the cave, the world would change and it would be completely different land and stuff like that. Totally different setup. And that's what kind of this reminded me of, is every time they looked into it,
it was something different.
Right. So that's what that reminded me of. I don't know.
It's really weird. We got to go check this out. So we'll make this a Patreon goal. 20,000 patrons. There you go.
20,000? It's never
So we'll go check it out. But
okay.
Right on. Thank you for sending it in, Andy. We sincerely appreciate it. All right. So I'm going to move on to my first email of the show. And this one's subject is Fred? ? Who's Fred? Hopefully it's not Drop Dead Fred. I hate that movie.
What's Drop Dead Fred?
It's a terrible movie from the 80s or 90s. I can't remember which. I know that the chat's going to explode like, I love Drop Dead Fred. Fuck you, Adam. All right. The email starts out like this. Hello, Andy and Grace. So we're doing that again. It says, LOL.
It's a cycle, man.
It is, like
it's
every 2.5 to 3 months.
It just happens.
It says, LOL, JK. Sup, Adam and Robin. Sup. Y'all are so funny. I listen to you at work sometimes, and I can't help but let out a little giggle. My name is Yammy, in parentheses, not yummy, and I live in fabulous Las Vegas.
I'm sure you're yummy.
That's a creepy thing to say.
It's
I couldn't say that and leave it in the show. I would have had to edit that out.
But, ask, what is that, Jeffrey Dahmer? I'm sure he thinks you're yummy.
Wow. Gonna keep going.
Unless you have tattoos. He doesn't eat people with tattoos.
That's true. Jeffrey Dahmer said that he did not like eating tattoos. All right. This email continues. I got so excited when I found out y'all live here as well. I began listening to podcasts last year and found y'all at the beginning of this year. Between March and July, we enter busy season at work, and we sometimes have to come in on Saturdays for OT, and I once played a couple of your episodes to my coworkers, which they loved. That's awesome. It's nice to know that when people put us on, they don't have their coworkers be like, turn this garbage off.
I'm sure there have been people that were
But you just didn't email us about it, so let's keep it that way. I don't want to hear about our failures. The email goes on. I just finished listening to Storytime episode 81. I'm trying to take my time so that I don't catch up too soon. I wanted to write, but I am lazy and end up forgetting to do it later, so here I am, and I've got a short story for today. This was about 4, maybe 5 years ago. I had just moved into my new house, and my BFF's sister was over hanging out. We were in my room chit-chatting and laughing. It was really windy outside, and the turbine vent, which was right above my room, and then it puts eye roll, was spinning like crazy. Those things squeak and are so annoying. Quick side story, I always like to joke that I have an imaginary friend named Fred. Why Fred? I don't know. Could be Harry Potter related, or maybe it's just my favorite name.
Aw, like Fred and George.
Yeah. So anyway, my friend asked, what is that? To which I responded, oh, it's just Fred. She looked at me horrified. I explained that Fred is my imaginary friend trying to keep my face serious. Then I asked, do you want him to stop? And she said, yes. So I said, Fred, please stop. Silence. I got chills. Cue Robin. And the multiplying.
Oh, yes!
She was ready to say it too. I stole it from her. The email goes on. My friend lets out a little squeal. The turbine vent resumes its spinning. So I say again, Fred, please stop. And for the second time, the turbine vent goes completely silent. By this point, my friend is scared. She looks at my eyes wide. I am also a little freaked out, so I say, let's go to the living room, and we book it. Coincidence? Aliens? Ghosts? I don't know what to know, or I don't want to know. It was super freaky, but I just love telling that story. I haven't had many paranormal experiences, thank goodness, knock on wood. I used to have really bad sleep paralysis when we used to live in my childhood home, but it only ever happened in my parents' room. I sometimes would sleep there with them on a little cot they had for my baby brother, and every single time I would wake up with my face in the pillow and I couldn't breathe or move. That's the worst part about sleep paralysis is thinking you're going to suffocate, you know? Like anything else, like just being paralyzed is fucked up enough, but thinking that you can't breathe is just cause for panic immediately, and I absolutely hate it.
When you're screaming, though, and nothing comes out, that freaks me out.
Yeah, it's just, I hate sleep paralysis so much.
Ugh.
I'm so happy it's finally Halloween season, which lets you guys know around the time we're at right now for backlog. I'll be buying decorations soon for my room and my desk at work. I can't wait for haunted houses. Will you be going to any around town? If you haven't been before, I recommend Hotel Fear and The Asylum, as well as Freakling Bros Trilogy of Terror. I've never heard of any of these. The Moapa Valley Corn Maze is super cool, too.
I think my sister did that once, the corn
maze.
Did she?
We should.
It was a maze.
Wow. A maze.
It was an amazing maze.
Wow. I'm going to keep going because you're just going to keep going with all that bullshit.
You could say it was pretty corny.
We should. Wow. You are just on some next level shit right now. Next season, though, next year and during Halloween time, we should totally do that. Let me know if you're going to try to go to any haunted houses or any haunted locations around town. It'd be super cool to get a group together or just run into you. Thank you for the time you take out of your busy schedules to prepare these episodes for us. You keep me entertained and spooked all in one. Keep up the Scaryish, my spooky friends. Love, Yami. P.S. Episode 93, Keanu Reeves? ? Heart emoji. Sure. Keanu Reeves always deserves a heart emoji. I don't remember what
breathtaking.
He is breathtaking. I don't remember what the end of episode 93 was, but I'm sure it had something to do with Kukanu. So
Kukanu.
It's my personal nickname for him. He loves it.
Yeah, we don't really do Halloween stuff a lot. Not really. We don't do haunted houses or those types of things. We did do the
Oogie Boogie trick or treating.
We did the Oogie Boogie party at Disneyland. We've been to the Walking Dead kind of walkthrough haunted house at Universal, which wasn't that scary.
Yeah, it was just okay.
Did we go with a friend or was it just
Gab.
the three of us? Yes, my friend Gab went too. But yeah, we don't really do a lot of that stuff. I mean, this year we weren't even in town for Halloween, so I don't know.
Sometimes we do stuff. Most of the time we do not, though.
Yeah.
But next season we're going to make it a point to go and do something spooky and try and have a spooky friend meet up. What?
I'm talking to you. I'm
Why are you
like,
saying really?
You really want to go and do stuff?
Yeah.
I don't want to do a haunted house. They're scary.
No, we won't do a haunted house. We'll just visit a haunted location during the day. And by day, I mean night. She won't know it. I'll put out a Facebook invite, and it'll say like 6 a.m., wink, wink, and it'll really be 6 p.m.
Someone made their garage, they turned their garage into like a Hogwarts, like a little mini Hogwarts.
That's pretty cool.
For people to walk through, where you could like make your own wands and get sorted by a sorting hat and stuff like that.
There's a place that does that out in Universal Studios. Yeah, it's like super well done, too. We should check that out. We've been there a million times.
Yeah, we've been there 1,000,001 times.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break to run some commercials, unless you're listening on Patreon or YouTube, in which case we're going to come right back. And we're back. Okay.
All right, so this next email is from Denise, and the subject is Gatekeepers of the Underworld. I can't wait for the Lore Olympus update on Webtoons. Oh my god.
Of course, we have to talk about Webtoons and Lore Olympus for like the 7th episode in a row.
It's the best. Okay. It goes, Dear Robin and Adam.
Hello.
Hello.
Dear.
I told you it was from Denise, right? Yeah, I did. Okay, so I just got to know about your podcast through Spotify and am only...
Shout out to Spotify.
And am only at episode 5. Your podcast is awesome. Keep up the good work. Oh, by the way, we were featured on Spreaker.
Yeah.
This
kind of
week,
exciting.
Which
We're
is
on
amazing.
the front page, or if you have the app, we should be on the front page of that too.
Yeah, so Spreaker.com, we're on the front page. It's great.
They're also the people that are hosting us as well now, so pretty fun stuff. Hopefully more exciting stuff happens. I did have someone reach out to me after our 2-year anniversary episode and thank me for some of the shout outs that we've been doing and say like, hey, I don't know if I can, probably not, but I'll see if I can find someone who knows Dan Aykroyd.
Really?
And then some folks in this Scaryish Spooky Friend group were also like, oh yeah, like we'll try and get Dan Aykroyd's attention by tweeting at him.
Yeah, I'm like, oh gosh. I even tweeted at him of this
I
week,
wouldn't
okay?
I wouldn't even know what to do with myself.
I tweeted at him yesterday and I was like, you should totally come on our show. If Dan Aykroyd, if you're listening, please come on our show.
It would be amazing. We'd want to hear all about your life and all about the spooky things in particular that have happened in your life. And I would try not to nerd out too friggin' hard.
I would just ask all the questions like, what inspires you? What made you think of all these things?
I would try and keep it
what
spooky
was the
related
event that
to...
made you get into it?
It would be really hard to keep it focused on scary-ish content. We've already derailed this email talking about Dan Aykroyd.
I know.
Let's focus up.
Okay.
Let's get through this person's email. They're nice enough to send us their story.
Anyway, they know us. Anyway, Adam was talking about people seeing things when they are dying. So here's my story. I'm from Singapore and I'm Chinese. My granny is from mainland China. My granny was on her dying bed when I was really young, maybe about 7 years old. Granny didn't want to pass on to the afterlife in the hospital and requested for my parents to bring her home. So we set up the hospital bed in my granny's room and my aunt took care of her. One afternoon, I was with my aunt preparing lunch for my granny in the kitchen when we heard her shouting in Cantonese, "Pull me down, pull me down." We rushed into her room and asked her what's wrong. Are you sleeping in an uncomfortable position and you want to adjust a little? She didn't answer our questions but said, gather all my children and my grandchildren in this room now.
Wow.
So my aunt went to call my parents and my other uncles. The moment all of us were in her room, she passed on. That is absolutely
terrifying?
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah. I mean,
what are the odds?
Maybe terrifying is not the right word for it. It's like really scary.
It's scary because it's like, and it happens a lot, but it's like they know it's coming. And so they're just like, it's my time. I'm going. You guys got to come here now or this is like the last chance you get, you know?
Yeah. Shout out to David Avo1 who just followed us over there on Twitch.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
What up, cuz?
It's Robin's cousin.
Okay, so Chinese belief, the 7th day of someone's passing, they'll come back to pay their last visit before moving on to the afterlife. Recently, we had a family gathering and we talked about my granny's passing. My parents told me that on the 7th day of my granny's passing, the house got really smoky and misty and they had to get someone to bless the house and to help us ask my granny to pass on peacefully. Then I asked my aunt about my grandma shouting, "Pull me down," before she died. My aunt said that she believes my granny saw Niu To Ma Mian, probably something in Chinese.
Instantly, I'm really happy I sent this one to Robin because I never checked the content. I just send it based off the length.
The Guardians of Hell, the ox head and the horse face. So that's what all that
She
means.
was yelling at the Guardians of Hell to drag her down. Not gonna lie. That's pretty badass.
Legend says that they escort you, the newly dead, to the underworld like Anubis.
Wow.
Or Hades, I guess, right?
Anubis.
Thank you so much
does
to Emma Non for donating yet another 1,100 bits.
Thank you so much.
Dang. I used to be a skeptic when it comes to the supernatural stuff, but I have encountered some spooky things throughout the years of my life, though it's just me being sensitive, like I feel something amiss or see something I have not seen before. But my mom, on the other hand, is really into the supernatural. I do still have a lot of stories I can share, but they are for next time. Suggestion, y'all should try doing research on Asia's Hungry Ghost Festival. Not sure if the both of you did so already, as I am only at episode 5. Keep listening. Hopefully, in the future, maybe we will cover it.
You have 100 more to go. And no, we did not cover that yet.
So yours sincerely, Denise, your latest fan. Thank you so much, Denise.
Yeah, we appreciate
it.
It's very interesting. I love getting topic suggestions, especially about stuff from cultures that are not my own, because I love learning about it, because it's something I probably would never be exposed to otherwise. So, good shit. Thank you, Denise. All right, so I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave this in the episode. Over on YouTube, Michael Murphy said, favorite Dan Aykroyd movie, go. It's putting us on the spot.
Is Ghostbusters 2 your favorite? Or Blues Brothers?
Here's the thing. See, it's really, really hard to pick, and I'm not going to pick the obvious ones, because Blues Brothers and Ghostbusters or Ghostbusters 2 are the ones that everyone, I think, my age would say.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going with The Couch Trip, which is an amazing movie about a mental patient who escapes and becomes a fucking talk show radio therapist, like Frasier Crane, before Frasier the show ever came out.
Okay.
And he also takes on some dude who's played by Walter Matthau, who's also crazy, who kind of knows he's full of shit the whole time. And like the entire time, like the people are looking for this escaped mental patient, and it's Dan Aykroyd, and he's just a fucking therapist who's legitimately helping people. So it's a fucking great movie. I absolutely love it.
Nice.
What about you?
Probably the original Ghostbusters.
The OG?
Yeah.
It's just so good, man.
So many things that you watch back again as an adult, and you're like, holy crap, I didn't realize that, or I didn't notice that in when I was younger. Like, I never noticed how little Bill Murray doesn't get slimed or messy or anything.
I heard that because of how gross the scene is where he gets slimed by Slimer, after that he put it in his contract, or he just stated that he would not be slimed again. So at the
end, all he had was like a little thing of foam.
A little dollop. Yeah, a little dollop on his head where everyone else is just fucking drenched in the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, which is just, it's so goddamn good. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next email. So this next email subject is coincidence. I think not. And it starts out like this. Hi, Robin and Adam.
Hello.
Hello. I've literally just finished listening to your most recent podcast, episode 94 at the time, and about Stonehenge, and I had to email you. I live like 3 minutes away from there, and it gets better. So a bit of background on myself. I'm 23 from the UK, and in parentheses, obvi, with a shrugging emoji. Pretty good.
Obvi.
And got married last year to my bestie, Jack.
Aw, congratulations.
Congratulations to you and Jack. We've been together since we were 17. To a lot of people, that sounds a little young to be married, blah, blah, blah. But our lives are a little different. I'll get to that shortly. I started listening to your podcast in July whilst I started a new job, which meant I had to travel 4 hours round trip to work every day.
Oh my gosh, that's a huge commute. That is a long commute. You're spending half of your work, like, you get... Okay.
Half of the shift you would be working, you spend traveling once you're done with it.
That's insane.
Yeah, that is a lot of time. I started from the bottom, and now I'm here. In parentheses, awkward Drake reference, especially as no one really likes him that much.
Adam always says that, though. He always makes that joke of, you started from the bottom, now you're here.
Yep. Every time someone says bottom, I'm like, now you're here. Your podcast has kept me company for nearly 4 months now, and I really appreciate what you guys do.
Yay! That's awesome.
How
many hours do we have?
A lot.
Do you know?
We got a lot of hours.
I mean, 100...
104, as of right now, 104 regular episodes, plus episode 0, plus that bonus episode where it's just like 20, maybe even like 5 minutes of us reading The Raven, and then 94, now 95 episodes of Storytime.
Holy shite.
So there's a lot of content out there that we produced. So, okay, I have a few stories I've been contemplating sending you, and hopefully we'll get round to doing so. In parentheses, maybe on this email, depending on how long it takes me to write this. So, anyway, I was super excited tonight when I got in my car, realized I had finally caught up with your episodes, so they were in, quote, real time, and it was about Stonehenge. As I said, we got married last year and moved to Windsor from my hometown of Birmingham.
That's cool.
Then in July of this year, we moved to Bulford, Bulford, which is basically Salisbury.
Sounds delicious.
I have never actually seen Stonehenge till I drove past it the other day, and I was like, Whoa, that is a nice boulder. Shrek reference, obvi. Now, the reason we moved here relates to your story even more. My husband is in the army. And the plot thickens.
Like Sergeant Bilko?
And no, because this is the UK. They wouldn't allow that shit over there. And weirdly, people in the army tend to get married a lot younger due to army rulings about cohabitating, etc. So it's not actually that weird, I suppose. But anyway, guess what? He's currently on Salisbury Plain playing war games for 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
That is awesome.
That is so cool.
I literally couldn't...
war games, I'm just like... All I can think
Matthew
of
Broderick.
is, yes!
That movie still holds up. I don't give a shit
so
what
good.
anyone says.
It's
if you've
so
never
good.
seen War Games, you can watch it right now. You'll be like, these computers look so old, but it's a really good movie. All right, gonna keep going. I literally could not believe the coincidence. I actually paused the podcast after you told the War Games tidbit and texted him to try and get the inside scoop. Unfortunately, as he quite rightly stated, Beth, even if that was true and it did happen, don't you think that shit would kind of be classified and we certainly wouldn't know about it? I was a little bit disappointed, but then I thought, that's exactly what someone who knew the truth would say. That is hilarious. We sincerely are not trying to drive a wedge between you and Jack, Beth. And Jack, if you're hearing this, I apologize, but you need to tell us the truth. Seriously, the truth is out there, and if you know it, you shouldn't keep it from us. Unless you can get in trouble for telling us, then don't tell us anything. Update, he still hasn't given in and blabbed yet. There's a lot of strange things that happen around the area. In case you were wondering, we actually live on one of those army areas you were talking about that surround the area. P.S. You're right, there's a load of them, and I've always thought it was weird to put so many in one place, but hey-ho. I've noticed my dog barking at literally nothing. Side note, his name is Reggie. He's a collie cross, and he likes to think he can still sit in our laps. I'll attach some photos at the bottom of the email. As someone who believes that dogs can see things we can't, this freaks me out a lot. Wiltshire as a whole has a lot of cool history you should definitely check out. Anyway, I needed to email you both and tell you this because it's just an insane coincidence that someone thousands of miles away, 5,178 miles to be exact, was listening to your pod and could relate so well.
That's really cool.
That is pretty awesome. If you ever need any info from across the pond, I'd be happy to help. Even if it's with pronunciations, I'll try and send over my not so scary story in another email, as this is already embarrassingly long. I think because I've been listening to you guys for 4 months, I feel like I know you, hence the super casual email. I sincerely hope that's the vibe we put out because we want you guys to send us emails like this.
We were talking about this on episode 104. We're like, we want it to be, we put ourselves out there and it's not an act. We don't make up voices. This is how we talk in real life.
These are our stupid catchphrases that we use in day-to-day life.
In real life, ask our friends. I'm sure we annoy the hell out of them.
We are this annoying IRL.
I make all those puns in real life. That's just...
They're always so bad.
You're so bad, okay? Whatever. But yeah, so we hope that, you folks feel like you know us because...
We put a lot out there.
So...
All right, it wraps up. Hope you both have a lovely week and keep on creeping on. Beth, P.S. I love the way you guys pronounce English places like Wiltshire and Salisbury. Hey, it's not my fault. Salisbury is a type of state. Yeah, fucking tell us what it is. Don't just make fun of the way we talk. That's the end of the email, too, so we don't know how they actually are pronounced.
Shire. Baggins.
Fucking knew you were going to do it. All right, so that is the final email of the evening. I fucking love hearing about places that we've done topics on. So if you live near or have visited any of the places that we've talked about,
let us know.
Let us know. Even if it's like I went and nothing happened, just tell us about your experience.
Did you see?
Don't get it.
What? When you came, you saw, you conquered?
Oh, okay. I don't think I said came, though.
Yeah, but you went.
Oh, so this is getting really weird.
Did you see? Did you conquer?
Tell us about the time you came.
Ew.
You saw and you conquered.
Okay.
Maybe I'll leave that in, maybe I won't. I haven't decided yet.
So, anyway, you fucking weirdo.
Thank you so much to everyone who sent us your story and let us read it to everyone that listens. We really appreciate it. If you have a homegrown horror that you would like to share with us, please email storytime@scaryish.com. You can also go to our website, scaryish.com, and click on Contact Us. Fill out that form. It comes directly to us. If you want to follow us on any of our social medias, scaryish.com is also the place to be because it has them all listed on the right-hand side. They're little buttons. You can also click on Discord and join us there for some fun conversation. You can also give us your story there. We have a Homegrown Horse channel. You can tweet at us at ScarishPod or talk to us on Instagram at ScarishPodcast. think that's just about all the ways that folks can follow us. Robin, if people wanted to give us money, like so many folks did, especially Emanon, shout out to you for giving us all those bits on Twitch.
For being so supportive.
But if folks wanted to give us money that's not during the live stream, how can they do so?
So you can go to Patreon. Oh, BT Dubs, he also cheered another 1,000 bits. You're absolutely awesome.
Shout out to Emanon. So if folks wanted to donate to us when we're not live streaming, how can they do so?
You can go to patreon.com/Scaryish podcast, and those are monthly donations. There's a whole bunch of different tiers. I will actually be sending out Patreon rewards this weekend. Probably I'll start packaging them up. I just ordered more package envelopes because
something to note as well for Patreon now is that anyone who is a patron gets our episodes early, which is awesome, right? You donate $1 a month to get an episode early. It's been like that forever. You also get episodes without ads. So if you guys aren't fans of the ads, that's how you can get episodes without ads, by paying $1 a month, listening through Patreon, which you can do early. So that is a pretty big effing perk. Just want to toss that in there.
Nice. You should edit the Patreon so it says that.
I will indeed.
Alrighty. And then we have a coffee, ko-fi.com/Scaryish podcast. And those are one-time donations. We still have to update the page. My school semester is almost over. I promise I'll get to it. Those all go to helping us upgrade our studio setup. And so we've been able to buy this new PC that we're able to run the stream off of. And it's really awesome. We're hoping to get new lights, things like that. And yeah, and also check out our Etsy store, because my Etsy store is where we have the Scaryish merch that I can mail out from here that I've made. I package it myself. I mail it all out. So if you want to get your hands on some stickers or some buttons, pins, things like that, go there, check it out. The link is on our website, scaryish.com. So you can take a browse through the website. I post up recommendations every once in a while, stuff that I love. So check it out.
Yep. The Etsy shop is at the very bottom of every page. It's called Robin's Kawaii Corner. Just click the button and it will take you there. But I think that is just about everything that we have for this week's episode of Storytime with the Scaryish podcast. So Robin, go ahead and sign us out.
Keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.